122nd season of Ohio University football kicks off on Saturday at Peden Stadium. It's Ohio and Texas State. Welcome to our game week preview presented by the Athens County Convention and Visitors Bureau. I'm Russ Eisenstein. Finally, home is where the opener is. Ohio spent the last 5 openers away from home, and the Cats went 4-1 in those games, winning over New Mexico State, Penn State, Kent State, and Idaho. The lone loss was to Louisville back in 2013. All told, in Frank Solich-led openers, the Bobcats are 7-4. There's a lot of excitement this year, and for good reason. Ohio's picked second in the MAC East behind Bowling Green in both the media and coaches polls. The Falcons have a new head coach. Texas State does too. So a new era for them, and they're relatively new to the FBS. Texas State University was Southwest Texas State University when it had its greatest successes in football, back-to-back Division II national championships in 1981 and 82. They were in the FCS for 3 decades and made the move to FBS in 2012. In fact, their first game at the highest level was a win over Houston. Since then, the Bobcats have had 19 victories. They went 7-5 but didn't go bowling in 2014. Last season, they had 3 wins. Prairie View, South Alabama, and Louisiana Monroe. The season ended with the loss to the Sun Belt champs, Arkansas State. Dennis Franchione stepped down after last season, so former James Madison head coach Everett Withers is in his first season in San Marcos. Just 10 starters returned from last year. One of them is senior quarterback Tyler Jones, who's thrown for 44 touchdowns and 22 interceptions in 3 years. He was third-team All-Sun Belt in 2014. He needs just under 3,300 yards to be their all-time leading passer. He won't be throwing to statistical veterans. The top 4 targets from last year are gone. The running game will have a new face as their top rusher is gone, and just 2 return on the offensive line. Only 4 are back on defense, but the good news in that is their top tackler returns. Safety Devani Alexi, he had 79 stops last year. The Bobcats are shifting from a 4-2-5 look to a 3-4 set. Last year, they were outscored 39-27, outgained 522-414 on average. The Sun Belt is an 11-team league. Texas State is picked 10th. We'll see how Ohio's playmakers fare on both the offensive and defensive side against this relatively new starting set from Texas State. A lot of explosive players on both sides of the ball. This, of course, is the debut of the starting quarterback era for Greg Windham. He factored in quite well in Ohio's win at Northern Illinois in November. A lot of talk about this being the Bobcat Bowl. And yes, this is the first time that 2 schools with the Bobcat nickname have met up on the FBS level, but it's not the first time in college football history. There are 4 schools on the Division I level that have Bobcats as their nickname. Quinnipiac, they don't have football. Ohio and Texas State, and Montana State. And back when Texas State was Southwest Texas State, back in the 90s on the 1AA level, the Bobcats from Texas met up against the Bobcats from Montana. In 2 games, they split those series in 95 and 97. Ohio is no stranger to seeing the Sun Belt, of course. This will be the 9th matchup between a Frank Solich-led Bobcat crew and a school from the Sun Belt. Ohio is 6-0 in those regular season contests. The 2 losses occurred in the bowl games to Appalachian State last year and to Troy back in 2010. We're all excited for it, and we're ready for it on the Ohio IMG Sports Network. Rob Cornelius, Ryan Boyd, and I will paint the picture for you. Our coverage starts at 2:30 with the kick at 3:30. It's also on the CBS Sports Network. That's our game week preview. Ohio and Texas State in the opener. Enjoy the game and enjoy the season. We're presented by the Athens County Convention and Visitors Bureau. Plan your next trip to Athens at AthensOhio.com. I'm Russ Eisenstein. This is Bobcat TV.